Okay, everybody, good morning. Good morning. Actually, this is afternoon here. Today I am going to be working on a Halloween-themed Harley. So, what that means is Harley is always crazy, and everybody loves Harley. But, gotta find out. What is she going to be for Halloween? So, let's get started. Okay, first, when I was setting up the stream, this is a new version of my stream. I've tried it out a couple of times, and so while I was setting up a new camera and got my drawing board ready and all my stuff that I'm going to be working with. So I did this pencil sketch just as a test of the whole setup. The lighting, I got new lighting and everything like that. So getting everything streamlined. And part of the streamlining is doing what was I going to say? Oh, part of the streamlining is doing a lot of quick Chibi drawings. If you missed the last two streams, I did Batman making his own hand shadows onto the clouds, a little bat signal hand shadows under the clouds. I get that. Batman hand shadows on the clouds. That was the first one. Yesterday I did a definite Halloween. This is the Headless Horseman and Sleepy Hollow. And for Pumpkin, he carved his own pumpkin, getting ready to ride. So, put those aside. Okay, so now we're on to Harley. I love Harley. Everybody loves Harley. She's had a lot of incarnations since the early 90s. When she was first came out. So let me go over my materials a little bit. What I have here is some Copic Multiliners. I love these things. You can do the black outlines, and when you use the Copic Sketch pens, like these, which is what I use to color it with, they don't bleed. The Copic Sketch Markers have a black marker, except the problem is it's like all the other sketch markers, and they blend perfectly. So the Copic Multiliners don't. One thing I love about the Copic Sketch Markers is that they have two ends. One of them is a brush, and you'll see this in a little bit. And the other one either has a fine point. I have one variety that has fine point, and I have most of them have this chisel tip or typical marker for filling in large areas. So, the two that I use here, I have a fine line and I have a fairly thick line. They give me all the lines that I need within reason. There's a couple of situations where I need, they have a wide variety of lines. This is 1 millimeter. This one's a 0.3 millimeter, 3/10 of a millimeter. Okay, so I'm just going to get started on this and see what happens. Okay, so whenever you're working, you always find a good spot to start. And for me, because of expression, I'm going to start on the head, face. And again, she's had so many different little styles and incarnations, and so I'm gonna kind of freestyle it a little bit here. I'm gonna pull from a couple of different Harleys. one of my favorite is they came out with the Bombshell series of statues. And my friend has a Harley, and it is just absolutely adorable. One reason I like just using two different types of, two different sizes of the multiliners is I can get multiple widths just by overdrawing the areas that I want larger, thicker lines. And the 1mm gives me enough initial substance, so I'm not doing a lot of real thin lines trying to scribble over it. Now, one reason I like the multiliners is they have two different types of multiliners. One of them comes ready to go out of the box. It has the really great ink that doesn't bleed and blend, so you can do a nice solid line with it, solid fills. And then they have another kind, which is kind of like the high performance model. One right here. I love this one. This type of multiliner has a replaceable tip on it, and it's also refillable. The one thing I like about this is that the tips are hard enough that I haven't had had need to replace them. But also, it seems to have hold a lot more ink than the refillable ones. And while I hate throwing away stuff, I hate disposable stuff just because it's not the best for the environment. But I had gotten a bunch of these which were cheaper, which is good because if you don't have a whole lot of money to start out, you can still get really professional level materials for a lot less than the refillable ones. Overall, if you're going to do it, I would recommend getting a couple of sizes of the refillable ones. Like when I started out, I've had these for years, and I actually, after using them and getting used to them, I really could do about 90% of my artwork using just these two. Now there is an exception. Once I get started on manga, the Ghost manga that I have listed in my title here, I'm actually going to be using different ones. My favorite is this multiliner, which is super thin. Put that aside for a second. You can see that this is incredibly super thin, but the size has worn off because it's just painted on the cap. Yeah, you can see it's really micro. I think it's 0.005, which is really thin. And then I have a 0.5mm, which is just 1/2 millimeter. These are really, really good for the fineness of the lines, and you'll see it in a little bit. Let's see if I can grab that. When I'm working on the manga, this is a ghost story manga that I'm going to be working on in a little bit once I get the stream more steady. And you can see that there's a lot of fine lines here. So once I start working on that. So depending on your project, I think depending on what it is that you do, now I could get away with, if I had to only have a couple of them and complete all the projects, if I used these, the ones that I used for the serious manga, and then the 1mm for the Chibi. The difference between 0.3 and 0.5 isn't very much. I mean, it's noticeable when you're working in smaller details, but yeah. So I would probably just choose the 1.0, the 0.5, and then the 0.1. Oh, I see here. It actually has on the side here, even though it's worn off of the cap, it does say on the side here. So 0.1mm, so 1/10 of a millimeter. So yeah, so those are the materials that I use for my outlining and so then I kind of have the face, crazy girl, no happy now. She is totally crazy. Now I'm going to work on the gun. I like the old revolver style, old campy early 1900s, mid-century kind of almost vaudevillian. Style of gun. And one of the reasons why I'm doing extra thick outlines on everything is it makes it a lot more readable and a lot cuter for the Chibi style, which is a very Japanese way of rendering characters. Small body here. Very simple features. I kind of like it because you can convey an idea as far as like what you're trying to convey with the scene itself, in a very readable format. Doesn't have to have a lot of detail. Flag here. Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny, Wile E. Coyote kind of thing. We got her has the mallet, her giant mallet. Giant hammer, which would definitely hurt if she actually did hit you. Sad that in Suicide Squad she found a baseball bat instead of a giant comical mallet. I thought that would just be the icing on the cake for her in Suicide Squad, which I definitely love that movie. Getting her little leg here. Just trying to create a sense of movement when drawing, because she's such a vivacious character. Who doesn't love Harley Quinn? They give her a quirkiness, give her kind of a girlish charm that causes you to be a little bit surprised at her ruthlessness and kind of demented nature. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be keeping with the daytime streams. I like doing a daytime stream, except I also like really doing a nighttime stream. So, I might switch to an evening stream. Part of the problem with the evening stream, as far as doing streams, is that a lot of people do nighttime streams, and so a daytime stream, there are fewer people doing them, and so I don't know. But then It's always nighttime somewhere in the world. Or as McCree say, it's always hiding somewhere. Doing the ends of her flipping ponytail. There's some good movement to her. And then here's the head of the mallet. There's somebody knocking outside. It's a problem when you live in apartments, is people making noise all over the place. I think somebody moved out, so there's a crew redoing one of the apartments. Okay, so the basic is done. Okay, now the basics are done. Now I'll get back to costume shortly. First I want to color everything else. Have her costume as the reveal at the end. I got these awesome erasers. There's an import store nearby. We have a kind of an eclectic shopping area. That was an old river market. And this was imported. It's a vinyl eraser, but it's black. I just thought that was the coolest thing, because most of the time you get the vinyl erasers, they're just pure white. Alright. So, let's get started. One thing that I love about Copic, tell you about my materials a little bit. I like talking about my materials. My best friend saw some videos of manga artists coloring, and they were using Copic markers. And one of the things that really interested me in Copic markers is the fact that they have really, really good skin tones. And I don't mean just for white people. They have really great skin tones for every ethnicity. The other marker sets that I've had, they have really some pretty bad skin tones. Like, oh, here's brown. And it's like, you know, just a bad, like they're not even trying. And I mean, it doesn't matter who you're trying to draw. They just have a whole range of skin tones that are actually really accurate, because one of the things about skin is it's not just, I mean, you can see there's just tons of different tones and colors, and it's also colored by, it's affected by the veins that we have underneath, and just all of the material that we have that make up our skin, whether black or Asian or what have you. And even, you know, the different like the different variations, like if you have you know, you might have like Thai or like Filipino or different Southeast Asians. There's different qualities to the skin depending on the region, depending on the different background, depending on, I mean, just environmental stuff, as far as like whether you spend more time out in the sun or anything like that. So Copic really does have, as far as markers go, the best range of colors for you to draw people, honestly. And again, people from all around the world. So I would completely recommend Copic's. I haven't used their Chow markers or any of the other markers, but the Copic Sketch Markers, at least last time I checked, had the widest range of colors available as pens. So I would, you know, as far as drawing, I would definitely recommend them. For now, I'm looking for colors that I need. That's the one I want. This is the one I want. The one I want. This one I want. And when drawing, I always like to build it up. You start with the lightest colors. One of the reasons why you start with the lighter colors is just when you're working with markers that can blend. If you have a darker color going over a lighter color, then the blending is nicer. It's not as you'll probably have any problems with it. This one. It actually blends a lot nicer, a lot more natural. Whereas if you have a darker one, you try and go over with a lighter one, sometimes it can get really muddy. Hey everybody coming in and out. Thank you for joining me today. What I'm doing is I am working on a Chibi, Harley Quinn, and a Halloween theme, and I ramble a lot, and I try and just kind of talk about making the picture. And then once I get my stream a bit more established, right now I'm still playing around with technology. I just got a new cam. I don't have a face cam yet because I still need to get a USB hub. I am streaming through a MacBook, which works really great, except it has limited number of USB ports. So for me, if I'm going to have a microphone and I'm going to show you guys what I'm actually drawing, then I need to not show my face. So that will be later. Every week I buy a little bit more stuff so that I can kind of build up my technology. But for the people who just showing up, one of the things I'm going to be working on, once I'm done ironing out my technology and get the stream going, is I have a serious manga that I'm working on, and this is an example of it, just so you see. I'm probably going to be bouncing back and forth between a few things. So, yeah, I figure doing sketches like this, chibis like this, are just kind of a low stress way of getting the stream set up. So, if any of that sounds good to you, then please click the follow button. You don't have to subscribe, especially because I'm not an affiliate or partnered or anything. So just follow along, and if there's anything that you'd like to see me do Chibi style, just ask questions in the chat. When am I talking about stuff? It helps me figure out what to do next. This pen is dried out. These black ones, this was a very special set, 25th anniversary. And for some reason, they're drying out more than others. Not as vibrant as the one I wanted, but it's still good. Put in a little texture here for the wooden handle of the mallet, her mallet, for the shading. Color for you. And do a little bit of detail on the mallet. Like some red stripes, make it more colorful. Glare and reflection, it's shiny. Blend it a little bit. Stars. I really always liked her style because it was harking back to the old Coney Island, you know, the Creep Show, that kind of. Hey Simone, how are you today? Yeah, it always harking back to, like, you know, the kind of the old carnival. Kind of just kind of added to that weird craziness. Yeah, so what I'm doing right now, because I got some new people stopping in. If you like what you see, definitely. Click the follow button. What I'm working on right now is I'm still setting up the stream, and I'm going to be annoying everybody with this as more people come in and out. And, setting up the stream, and so I'm doing some chibi drawings just to get going with the stream and finalize my equipment. I have music in the background, the microphone, and I got a new camera that I'm testing out. So I'm going to be doing some hardcore manga. So if you're into watching a drawing stream, this is the manga I'm working on. It's all black and white. It's done traditionally with Copic Multiliners and also a traditional Japanese G pen and ink. So yeah, if you like any of that, the stream is kind of getting going right now just because of, like I said, new equipment, trying to get on a consistent timeline. So if you like what you see, definitely click the follow button. And unlike all the other streamers, I'm not going to ask you to use your Twitch Prime. Mostly because I'm not an affiliate. So you're not going to hear a ton of annoying use your Twitch Primes. But I do like to just talk about the things I'm working on. I'm going to be using the materials I'm using. Like, for example, this is the Copic marker paper, which I really like because it holds up to using the marker really well. Which may be boring to some people to hear, but if there are other artists out there who would like to, you know, kind of get used to new materials, I definitely would recommend Copic's. So feel free to talk in the chat and ask questions about what I'm doing, or if you have any suggestions about things that I should be doing, or new characters, new scenarios. Check out the last couple of streams I did. I'm going to show you. The first stream I did in this new format was Batman giving the bat signal with hand shadows. Did one yesterday. Headless Horseman carving his own flaming pumpkin head. So that's what I'm going to be working on as I continue to get my stream set up. And yes, I know I'm a mess. I need actually some more organization as far as the markers. So all of these types of things are things I'm going to be working on as the stream goes on. So, in other words, don't forget to follow. And when you follow, then you get notified when I do go live. Don't forget to click that follow button. Alright, gonna add some yellow here. Very old school. Crazy carnival. Gun. Good color to the gun. Make it a little 3D looking. And again, with the Copic markers, as you go over things, you can blend, and it takes a little bit for it to dry, and so it'll blend naturally as it dries. Like you can see this fade in there. So you can use that to your advantage. To kind of layer in stuff. Layering colors and just kind of bring it alive. Alright, so she's coming along great. I have a couple more things that I want to do. Part of the problem right now, is Copic sells their markers individually, but also in sets. And I'm so OCD that I don't like to divide up the sets, but they come in like different, a lot of range of colors. So while I'm trying to figure out what markers to pull next, I have to look through multiple sets. Okay, so what I'm trying to figure out now is I have a color chart here in my available colors. Where she's at. Okay, 1. All right. Usually you don't see Harley with a green background, so let's change that. She's a very vibrant character, and so you usually see her with a lot of reds, a lot of explosions, purples, pinks, oranges, just things that really set her off with a fiery personality. I'll change that. I'll change that. One of the reasons why I want to do it is because it's Halloween, so everybody enjoys playing somebody else, being somebody that they're not. And I think for her, putting her in a little bit different environment can really set off her colors. Her color. And right now I'm just building up the color. Again, with the Copic markers, the more you work them, the more they naturally blend together. I've used a lot of different markers just over the years, and again, these are pretty much the best for how I work. And different people swear by other markers, but I personally love these. These work the best for me, my style of drawing. And if you want to see more of my drawing, I posted a lot of stuff on Instagram and Twitter. So feel free to go check me out there. Both of my Instagram and Twitter are Pinky Racer Draws. Not just Pinky Racer, it's Pinky Racer Draws. So check me out there. I have some of my one-off characters, which you can kind of see in the margins of the video. Find out more about me. I post all kinds of weird stuff. So check me out on Twitter, check me out on Instagram. Say hi, ask me questions, whatever you want to know. And of course, follow me here so that when I go live, you guys can check out whatever I happen to do that day. For those of you who haven't read my bio on here, I'm also a guitar player. I played guitar most of my life. So some of the streams, if I'm working on a guitar, I build guitars, I customize guitars. So I'm eventually probably going to have streams of working on some cool guitars. So definitely if you're into that, feel free to check me out there too. And I know that the stream is going to change as I get more used to it. I'll probably always be doing Chibis, but I'll probably also be doing more and more of the serious manga. I'm currently working on 3 manga, including a web manga. So I'll be putting links in my profile here. Getting used to how Twitch works. Things as far as I don't even know how to do a host like manually. So I need to figure that kind of stuff out. So the stream will get less ratchet over time. All right, now over the last couple of days, I have used like 2/3 of my markers, and so they're just all in the bag right now. So after the stream today, I will be getting those taken care of. Back in place. I am too OCD with my art supplies. Okay, so and again, if you like what you see, I see people popping in and out. If you like what you see, just go ahead and click the follow button. I'm working on some Chibis right now, but I'm going to be working on some serious manga. I'm actually going to be working on some serious manga in a couple minutes. I'm just going to get started. I'm almost done with this. Basically, doing her costume, which, as I get started, probably everybody is going to look at it and say, "Oh, I know what that is." Yes. And if you can't figure out where I'm going with this, then you need to be going back to Halloween school. Okay, if you're just stopping in, stick around in another couple of minutes. I'm going to be working on, for a few minutes at least, serious manga. I actually am working on a manga that's based on, it's my adaptation of a traditional Japanese ghost stories. So, if you're into ghost stories, into Halloween, I love Halloween. And there we go. There you go. Here's the Harley. Right now, I have on my, just throw them on my computer, all of my Copic markers that I've used on this. I'm gonna throw them off to the side. There we go, Harley. And tomorrow, I have a cool one that I'm going to be working on. I don't know if you all follow other streamers, whether it's Fortnite or anything else, any of the other games, like the Legends, or the food truck guys. I love the food truck guys. But one of my favorite streamers is Murda, so check it out. Check him out. He's all about cars. He has the world's fastest IS300. He just broke the 8-second barrier, and so I'm going to be doing a Chibi congratulations to him. And he goes to car shows and things like that. So, if you're into cars, if you're into exotic cars, if you're into tuners, or if you're into drag racing, he goes to the street racing, all the speed racing tracks, the quarter-mile tracks. So, yeah. So, tomorrow, the Chibi is going to be a congratulations to Murder. So, if you like what I'm doing, then definitely come back again. And right now, I'm going to continue on with this one. One of the things that people don't realize with manga is that it's very labor intensive when they go through and they read stuff from Shonen Jump or wherever. They just see it and they think, oh, that's cool, and they don't realize that every week, manga, there's a whole team of people making manga. And a lot of it is because when you want the details like this, then, somebody has to sit there and draw 5 million little blades of grass. Now, nowadays, they have different programs, like they have Clip Studio Pro and Manga Studio, a bunch of other programs. I've seen people even use Photoshop or Krita, Paint Shop Pro. Anyway, they have texture brushes, so it's very easy to create this. What I'm doing right now. Let's see if I can show it to you guys, if it's not going to. Gonna autofocus. Nah, it's not focusing. Anyway, all these little blades of grass are all on them by hand. And you need to be careful when you're doing them, not to overdo it, because then you start getting some, it gets kind of looking like somebody just threw a bunch of stuff there. So you need to build it up over time. So if you're interested in watching a comic being made, right now I'm on page 6. I don't know if you can see that there. I have 5 other pages that are completely done. The whole thing is 9 pages. Pencils have been done. But now it's just a matter of just inking everything. And this is actually just one story in a whole collection of Japanese ghost stories. And so, so if you're interested in reading it, then I'm going to be building it up. I'm going to be having different chapters. Each of the individual stories is going to be a chapter. And as I do them, I'm putting them up on my Patreon. Right now they're free. So go to patreon.com/PinkEraser and you'll be able to see the existing pages that are there. At least I don't think they're hidden. I'm going to check back after the stream and make sure that they're not hidden and unhide them. And I'm going to be putting a link to my Patreon in my profile here, my page here, my Twitter page. And again, I'm just setting up my channel, so I don't know about setting up those things like people say, you know, exclamation mark something. I need to figure it out, and at which point I will put in there my materials, my setup, so that way if you're interested in what I'm working with or working on, or where something that I'm working on is going to be in the future, then it'll all be in different sections that you can look up at any time. So, all this grass, it creates a really, really great texture, but it's very tedious. So I'm sure this is like really exciting to view, which is why I'm going to be doing it at the end of a stream, because that way the people who like my stuff, they like the stream, they might stick around to see it actually being made. And once I get my equipment set up, I'll have it so that I can have a closer camera so you can see more detail. But right now, I'm still getting my equipment together, and I have a new camera, but I need to set up some transitions, set up some different scenes in OBS, and then it'll be a little bit more exciting of an experience for everybody. And again, if any new people coming in, I've been saying this during the stream. If you have any questions, just ask in the chat. Just say hi, introduce yourselves. If you're from another stream, you come in, or if you have a stream, just introduce yourself. I like people connecting and getting to know other streams. I think that, you know, when you're playing Fortnite or you're playing any of these other games, basically the game is all the same. But as far as artists, there's so many different styles and so many different subjects and just a lot out there, just because creating art comes from the artist, from within the artist and all their experiences. So I don't mind other artists coming in, and if you see another artist on Twitch who you like, and as long as you're not spammy about it, I don't mind turning other people on to other artists. I'm a big fan of artists and people doing art, so I think there's room out there. I don't think it's a zero-sum game. I think that the more people support art and artists, the better the art is out there, and I think it really actually helps society, because I think that the good stuff in society pretty much comes from artists, because they explore ideas. So if there's any other artists out there, just feel free to just, you know, put their channel in the chat. If you're an artist, go ahead and put your channel in the chat. I mean, if you put your channel in the chat and somebody leaves mine to go to yours, well, that's fine. I just want people to stick around who are interested in seeing what I'm doing. So figure what comes around goes around. If you share the love, then at some point somebody's going to share it for you. Everybody kind of helping, watching each other's back, picking each other up. I don't think that anybody wins when everybody's proprietary and trying to just be real selfish. I think selfishness kind of comes back on you and you're never happy. So just want to kind of create a good community here. So feel free to chat, feel free to talk about anything. I don't care if you talk about your dog, talk about your new car, talk about an awesome sandwich that you got, whatever. So, alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm still just filling in all of the grass. Made it a little heavy up there, but that's off more towards the horizon. I'm a big fan of sort of non-linear layouts, although you have people like Will Eisner who are just a master at panel, and it's just, you know, the way that he was able to create excitement and drama and tension and everything that you love about comics, and it's just such a linear grid of panels, which is amazing. You know, it's something I've been drawing. I've been into manga. I've been doing comics ever since I was a real little kid. I mean, literally being in 2nd, 3rd grade, sitting there while everybody's out playing in the playground. I'm inside drawing. So for me, I just always been drawing, but some people just blow my mind as far as their ability to tell a story and just use the medium to its advantage. I'm just amazed at some of the artwork, the comic artwork out there, and a lot of new people too. I see a lot of people that I just really respect because they're doing something a little bit different. So okay, so I think I've been on here for a while. I have no idea how to check for that. But I've been on here for a while. I think that I'm going to call it for now. The streams are getting longer and longer. So eventually they're going to be like really long streams. If I can get followers, if I can get subs, if I can get patrons on Patreon, I'll be able to do this more full time. And the streams, I could sit and draw for 12 hours at a time. I've done it. So if you like what you see, go to Twitter. Go and promote my channel. And as I get followers and subs, the stream will only grow. So I'm really excited about the prospect of that, because drawing is what I do. So if you want to see some cool stuff getting finished, then stop on back at any time. So you're wrapping it up for today. I hope to be back on same time tomorrow, sometime 11 noon, 1 o'clock, something like that. That kind of block of time, depending on how life goes during the day. Every day until I get another full-time job. If I get another full-time job, then I'll be moving it around based on that, obviously. But if I get another full-time job, then I'll be switching my stream to the night, probably more around 9 or 10 Central Time. Yeah, I'm in Central Time, so until I get a different job that changes my schedule, I'll be around 11, noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. So anybody watching this, even if you're just watching the VOD, then yeah, come and tune in whenever, and hope to see everybody tomorrow. And have a good one.